Alright guys, the other part of week 5 that we are working on this week is our first Covet quiz. I thought it was probably about time that I asked you to do a quiz for me. Now this isn't going to be like any other quiz you've done before because, well, for one thing, you're doing it at home and I'm giving you like a week or so to do it. And you're free to look up any of your notes and any of my videos and any of the slideshows that we've done to help you. So it's basically open book. So you're probably not going to get it any easier than this. So I don't think you'll have too many problems, but I just want to go over a few things with you just to make sure that you do it correctly. So I'm starting here in my Google Drive, my school board Google Drive again, and I'm in the Shared With Me section, and you should, by the time you see this video, get this loop and if quiz document. And like all the other ones I send you, they're always read-only. So I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to make a copy, and then I'm going to locate that copy and put it into my ICS folder. So here we go. And whenever it makes a copy, it gives you a quick link so that you can show the file location. So there we go. And it's always going to be copy of whatever it was I sent you. So it's copy of loop and if quiz. So I'm going to just drag this up into my folder, whether it's period 3, period 5, whichever period that you're doing this in. So I'll just put it in period 5 for this example. So now that it's there, I'm going to open it up and I can start it. So here we go. Now the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put your name on it. So I'll do that first as well. And I'm just going to go over each question with you really quickly just to make sure that you sort of know what you're supposed to be doing. So in the first question here, guys, I'm giving you a number sequence and I'm asking you to write the for loop that generates that sequence. Alright, so for example, and you can totally have like a console program ready on the side if you want to sort of help you out to make sure you're getting the right answer. Right, so for the first one, and I gave you the answer, right, but I'll just put it in here so you can sort of verify. Right, so I'm going to go from 3 to 93, and I'm increasing by 3 each time. Right, so that'll be, and actually this is the wrong answer. I just realized that. I'm going to give you an answer. I should give you the right answer. There we go. That's better. So it should be for int x equals 3, x less than equal to 93, and then x plus equals 3. Right. So when we did our for loop lesson, you learned that there are 3 parts to the for loop. Right, where you start, how long you keep going for, and how much you change by each time. Right, so this, if I just go like c.print x, and I'll do it like in a space of 3 so that they're 3 apart, and if I compile that and I go to run that, you will see that number sequence. All right, now you can't obviously put all the numbers on the test, right, but I'm giving you the first 3 and the last 3 so that you can sort of from there figure out what the thing is doing. All right, so there's 5 of them for you to try. Remember that sometimes they go forward and sometimes they go backwards. So remember that you got to change a few things around depending on what direction you're going in. And like I said, you're completely free to just try them out. I don't need a copy of any kind of program here. All I need is the test. But if you want to have sort of a little testing program on the side to try these things out, then you can totally do that. All right, so that's the first question. In the second question, we're going to while true. So in this one here, guys, all I'm asking you to do is to write the one line of code that causes the while true to break. Okay, so this line of code here, if time equals 0, break. So leave when time is up, time is 0. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just write a really quick little program. So I'm going to have like int time equals 10, right? And then I'll have like a while true loop, and then I'm going to basically, I'll say you have so much, I'll say like this, you have 10 seconds left. So c.println you have plus time plus seconds left. Let's bring this into full view here. All right, and then I'm just going to go like time minus equals 1, right? So time keeps going down. Right, and then I'm just going to have my break statement. So I'm going to say leave when time equals 0. So if time equals 0, then break. Okay, now this is an entire program, and all I'm asking you to do, guys, I'm going to give you the scenario, and all I want you to do is give me this line of code. Okay, so then I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to go c.println out of time or something like that. And I'll just run this really quick so you can sort of see in the context of a bigger program how this whole thing works when it's put together like this. All right, so I'll just quickly run this here. As soon as I can find my BlueJ thing. There we go. So I'll just run that. Right, so you have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and then you're out of time. Okay, so it breaks after time equals 0. All right, so for all of these questions on the test, guys, just pretend that there's a program surrounding a while true loop, and all I want you to do is write this piece here. So for each scenario, just tell me what the if break statement's going to be. So you're really only writing an if statement here. You're not really writing any while true stuff. Okay, so I think you guys get that. That's pretty clear. All right, so the next one, what is the difference between a for loop and a while true loop? So we've talked about this a lot in the videos, and we've written lots of different programs now that use both of these in different cases. So based on all that, give me your best answer in your own words for 2 marks. Okay, similarly, when we learned if statements, we looked at the terms if, and then else if, and then else. And then many if statements have all 3 of these. Okay, now they get used in a certain order, and they get used depending on certain scenarios, I guess. So in your best words, try to give me an explanation for what does if mean, what does else if mean, what does else mean, what are the difference between them. All right, so I'll leave that with you. And then our very last part here, just go to full size here for a second. I'm asking you to write a simple little program that counts how many marks were entered as failures, how many were entered as passes, and it just keeps going until the person enters a negative mark. Okay, and then when they type in a negative mark, we're going to get out of our loop, and it's going to finish off by just telling us in summary how many fails were entered and how many passes were entered. Now, if it's a mark that's not between 0 and 100, like if it's an invalid mark over 100, then it's not going to count as a pass or a fail. Instead, we're just going to say that mark doesn't count. And of course, if it's below 0, then we're going to break out of the loop. Okay, so hopefully I didn't get a chance to write the sample program for this, but hopefully you get the gist of what this program's supposed to do. But I have line by line kind of helped by coaching you along the way, sort of telling you step by step what you need to do. So really you're just sort of translating each of these into Java code, right? So you know, I've got you started here with some variables starting at 0, and then you're going to start the loop, and I give you starting of the code of asking for a mark. Okay, and then from here you just finish it off. So if it's a mark over 100, you say it doesn't count. If it's between 50 and 100, you say it's a pass, and you're going to add 1 to your pass counter. If it's between 0 and 49, you're going to say it's a fail. You're going to add it to fail. Okay, any other number would mean it's got to be negative, because if it's not over 100, and it's not between 50 and 100, and it's not between 0 and 49, then the only thing other that it could be is a negative number. So in that case, we're just going to have a little print statement that says program is ending, and then we're going to leave the loop at that point. Okay, so you should know how to do that. And now that we're outside the loop, you're just going to have 2 more print statements that say like number of passes and then number of fails, and you're going to print these 2 variables. Okay, and again, you can totally write this up ahead of time if you want to and try it out in BlueJ, but then you know, in the end, I just want the code in the test, I don't need the BlueJ program. So, but you may want to type it out just to make sure it works properly. That would certainly help you answer this question a little bit better, I would think. All right, and then when you are done this test, guys, or this quiz, and your name is on it, you're going to download it and then submit it to the Dropbox. Okay, so the way we download this is we just go File, and we say Download. Okay, now you can decide what format you want. So the format I want you to download it in for me is PDF. Okay, and that just becomes a PDF file. I'm sure you guys know what a PDF is, right? It's like a read-only copy of your document, right? So I'm just going to do that now, and then when it's done, you can sort of show, like it's going to be in your downloads folder if you're on a PC. For me, it's in my downloads folder on my Mac, right? And I'm just going to upload that to the Dropbox. All right, now this week, guys, there's actually 3 things you're going to upload. So you're going to upload this. There is a lesson for the week as well, because I don't think that's going to take you 3 hours. So I'm going to ask you to basically go through a lesson with me, complete the sheet that I sent you as another separate shared document, and you're going to bring both of these up into the Dropbox, okay? And there is a little bit of programming with the string lesson, just not a lot, just this little bit here. Okay, so you can also zip this up and send that along as a single zipped file as well, like not just this thing, but the entire project, right? I know most of you guys know this, but I'll just sort of go over it one more time because some of you still aren't quite getting this, right? So when you make a project in BlueJ or even in NetBeans, right, you get a project folder. So there's my project folder for this week, and I've got my string sample class there. So you're just going to right click and you're going to compress it. Now in the Mac, or sorry, in the PC world, you're going to go send to zip file, right? Either way, you end up with a file that's just the single zip file, okay? So that's what I want you to upload as well. So there'll be three things altogether. I'll put the instructions on the Dropbox so that you can remember what those three things are. And good luck on the quiz, and good luck on the other assignment that I've got for this week in the lesson on strings, and we'll check in with you later.